Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Gary here from Echidna Sewing. Welcome to our Cuppa Chat for, what is the date today? September I've forgotten already, 26th. Yes, so 2024. Really nice to have you all come along, and we're going to have an hour and a half of just talking about loads of stuff. We've got a few new products to show you, some exciting new products. We're going to do a little bit of education as well. And so hopefully you can just sit back and enjoy the next little while we go through all that. But first of all, I'm going to say a big shout out to, I believe we've got a few people in our Melbourne store sitting there watching us today. So hey guys, how you going down there? Nice to have you along. And in fact, I'm going to talk about all our different locations in a few moments and what's actually happening, and we'll cover off on some of the things that have happened this year. But first of all, can you believe it? We're into September already. Man, this year has gone so quick, and loads of new products, and I'm so excited. There's one product particularly two products I'm going to talk about today that I'm just so excited about. We'll get to those in a wee while. But first of all, for our local customers in Southeast Queensland, I want to just put it out there that we are finally pretty much on top of our servicing at the moment. We're caught up, we're getting things through a lot quicker now, and part of that is because we've now got a new mechanic who's joined us on a contract basis. So Joey Nowak is now working here for us in the service department, and that means that we're getting through a lot more of the servicing that we was backing up a bit, since unfortunately Mark left to go to our Townsville store, so that kind of left a bit of a lag for us. But you know, servicing is really important, so you can basically just call us and book your machines in now, and we're going to get through them pretty quickly. And remember, we also can book machines in on a do-on-day basis, and we can actually specify a day. So, but you need to give us ample warning for that. But otherwise, if you don't need to, if you don't need a particular day, you can just bring them on down, and we'll look after those. And you can check all that stuff out on our website. So anyway, as I said, big welcome to Joey, who's now in fact out there working away at the moment. And we also have another new face to the business, a new warehouse guy. Billy has started with us in our warehouse, so we're hopefully keeping on top of that. Although I think we do a pretty good job at getting product out as and when it's ordered, and I see a lot of comments on our various chat groups and so on, just saying how quick the service is. Well, we aim to be quick. Of course, once the product leaves our warehouse, we are in the hands of carriers, Australia Post and so on, and generally they do a pretty good job. So, big shout out to all the carriers and couriers and everyone out there that get all the products out through the industry across Australia. So it always amazes me. Sometimes we'll send a product, it'll get to Adelaide overnight, and then a product that we're shipping to the north side of Brisbane takes 4 days. I don't really understand that, but that's just the industry, I suppose. So anyway, yeah, Billy started in the warehouse, and that means that my brother Doug, my middle brother, he doesn't have to do all the heavy lifting now. He reckons he's getting too old for it, but he's still over there in the warehouse working away. Now, looking at the other stores we've got, the Melbourne store, of course, I just mentioned. Big welcome to the folks sitting down there watching the presentation now. Hope you enjoy the day, and a big shout out to the girls in Melbourne. They do a fantastic job in the Glen Waverley store, and we always get great reviews from customers. So keep up the good work down there, guys. Really appreciate what you all do. But we have some exciting news for our Melbourne store, and that is that Brad Peach is coming back to work for us. So if you remember, Brad used to be contracting in our store down in Melbourne, and then for a couple of years went and did his own thing for a while. But we're really thrilled to have Brad coming back to work in store again, effective mid-October. I think that all starts officially, and Brad's going to be part of the Echidna team down there. We took the little store next door to the main shop, and that's now going to be the workshop. So we have got a load more capacity for servicing now in the Melbourne store. And the other good thing about that is Brad's trainee or apprentice, Michael, has also joined us, and he'll be starting very soon as well. So we've got 2 techs now in our Melbourne store, and that means we have amazing capacity to do service work in the Melbourne and generally the Victorian area. So really happy with that, and of course loads of knowledge and skill base with Brad. He's been doing this for a long, long time. So welcome back, Brad. We're really thrilled to have you back on the Echidna team. And as I said, our team in Melbourne is just stunning, and the shop, of course, has been renovated too. So we've made more space in the store, so there's more options for training and classes. And I know Renee and the team there are just really loving having that extra space to be able to do classes, etc. So make sure you go in and see them, see the new store, see the new layout, and let them know what you'd like us to be doing in that location. So that's our Melbourne store. Now, of course, I mentioned before when Mark, our technician who was based here in Brisbane, decided he wanted to head to Townsville. That's almost a year ago now. So big shout out to Mark and the team up there in Townsville. I know he's doing a fantastic job and now running that store as an agent for us. And of course, that's just changed the dynamic up in North Queensland, having a full-time, really highly skilled technician in Townsville. So I really appreciate the work that Mark's doing up there. And it is, I think next week is the first anniversary of that transition. So if you haven't been in and met Mark, or if you haven't had your machine serviced, he's there, he's able to do all the servicing for our North Queensland customers. And of course, he's also our agent. So if you're in North Queensland, you buy a product through us, a machine or whatever it might be, Mark is your local agent, and he will look after you both in training and servicing aspect. But you are still dealing with Echidna when you buy any machinery up there. So you've always got that peace of mind. So I think that's the best thing we could have done in North Queensland and in Townsville. And I'm pretty sure everyone's very, very happy with what's happening up there at the moment. Sunshine Coast, we still have our support centre there. So Michelle is at the Forest Glen location. So, and that's open 2 days a week. So it's just pick up and drop off point for servicing in the local area. And Michelle's also fantastic to get some support and help from. And Thursday and Friday, if you drop in and see us, you'd always be happy to help you with anything you need up there. But otherwise, of course, in all those locations, the easiest thing you can do if you need product is simply just get online and order it, and we'll ship it straight to you. Our shipping around Australia, as I mentioned before, is pretty efficient. We're pretty good at it. And whether you're in Melbourne or you're buying a machine in Townsville, you are supporting the store by even if you are buying online, you're still supporting the store and everything that we do, because it is all just one organisation, which is fantastic. Now, of course, we also, big shout out to our team in WA. So we've got Gareth and Deb, our full service Echidna agents in WA, and they've got their own home studio with a load of our products in there, so that you can get demos from them. You can purchase any product through us, and they are your support base in WA for servicing and training and teaching you everything you need to know about the product that you're purchasing. And again, the same deal applies. If you purchase online, they are still kind of in that loop with us, and it's all part of the same team. So, and of course, speaking of WA, the best news is I'm heading over there for a Cuppa Chat, or a trunk show, call it what you may, late in October. I think it's you haven't got the dates in, sorry, the 31st and the 1st of October. So that's November, not October. I'll get it right in a minute. No, it's October, 1st of October. Yeah, I get confused sometimes, honestly. So 31st of October, which is the Thursday, and the 1st of November, which is the Friday. So we got it right. And at Hillary's Yacht Club, I think all the information is on our website, so you can go and get it there. Seats are limited, so book in for that. It's going to be fun. I'm going to bring a whole heap of great products to look at, show you, talk about everything embroidery and sewing, and show you the exciting new products that we're also going to show you today. So more about that soon. But big shout out to Gareth and Deb for doing a great job over there, and I'm really looking forward to getting over to WA on those dates that I've just mentioned. It's been a long time since we've been over, certainly well before COVID. So nice to be travelling again, actually, to be honest. Still heading around the grounds. Big shout out also to Mandy in New Zealand. So I was only speaking to Mandy this morning. She's excited because she's now relocated back to her newly renovated home studio. So she's got great range of brother products there. A little bit different in New Zealand. Mandy is actually a brother dealer in New Zealand, and we support her with that. But she is a New Zealand authorised brother dealer. So if you are buying any brother products, Mandy's the lady to speak to, and she'll be able to help you with those directly in New Zealand. They do not get shipped from Australia, the machines, etc. But all our other accessories and threads and all the other things that we sell, things that we show you today, we can certainly ship to New Zealand. It's very, very efficient. The cost is not terribly high. And Mandy is still part of that equation. We do look after Mandy as our agent in New Zealand. So you're not circumventing her by ordering online directly from Echidna. And as I said, the efficiencies are there. In fact, I think the cost of shipping over there is quite economical now. Probably not much worse than shipping around Australia, to be honest. So be sure to support her. She's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to embroidery and multi-needle embroidery, which we're going to touch on very soon. And she is just one of the most helpful people. So you just contact her for anything you need to know, and she will definitely help you out. All right. It leads me on to another quick conversation I'm going to have before we talk about one of the first new products, and that is retailing and the change. I'm like a crack record, I know. I've spoken about this before, but it's important. Retailing is changing so much, and support is changing so much, and it's getting so hard now for a lot of businesses, a lot of industries, to justify maintaining the high cost of retail storefronts and etc. I know ourselves, our insurance premium this year went up 25%. And we already had a very big insurance premium for our whole business, but it was just 25%, and you've got to pay it. So costs are going up through the roof. We've all heard it, we all know it's happening, we're all experiencing it, and it's no different for retailers, so they're going through a tough time as well. And hence that massive move to online selling, and I guess the largest chunk of our business is online business now, and it's not right or wrong, it's just how it is. So we're continuing to see that in all industries. You've only got to walk through any shopping mall, any shopping district, and look at the vacant stores. And that's just an indication as to the evolution of retailing and support. So that's not going to change. I don't think it's going to get any better. I think it's going to continue to evolve like that, where we're going to see less and less retail locations that are remaining viable, so to speak. And of course that then impacts on classes and lessons, and we know ourselves when we promote whatever classes we do here in our beautiful classroom, which is amazing. We put it out there to the market, and everyone wants to do the classes, but when the dates are scheduled, it's really hard to get enough people in the same room at the same time wanting to do the same thing. And so more often than not, you end up cancelling a class because there's not enough people for that particular class. And it's largely driven, I think, by the fact that people are just getting better at experiencing the online education options. And I know it's not for everyone. There's some people will say, I just don't like watching videos, and I get that. But it is changing. The videos are getting better. In fact, I was just looking at our website today, or our YouTube page. We have I think over 450 videos up on our website, our YouTube page now. So we do churn them out a lot, and we're, I guess, really a relatively small player in the overall scheme of things in the world. So there's so much education available on YouTube. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in a moment, but in fact, I'll show you what I'm talking about there. But I think the thing that strikes me is that we have more access to education now at our fingertips about whatever it is you want to do than we've ever had before. Like it's just phenomenal. And I saw a little, in fact, I Googled it. And the question I put into Google was, how many hours of video content is posted to YouTube every minute? And it was something like a staggering 500 hours of YouTube video content posted every minute of every day. So it kind of answers the question. That's how much there is out there. And you can literally just type in any question you want into YouTube and you'll find a video that'll answer that for you. And I think in our industry, we don't, generally, a lot of our customers don't access that information as efficiently as they could do. So we'll talk about that in a little while. I'm going to actually show you a couple of practical things on screen. And we'll talk about how to search for things, because often, you know, for us, we've got a whole team of support staff here that's their job. They sit on the phone, they sit on our social media platforms, and we're just continually answering questions all day, every day. And often what we do is we'll get a question to us that we're not quite sure of. What do you think we do? We go to YouTube or Google and ask the same question, and then we'll you know, work through the answers that we've seen, and obviously then work out what the correct answer is. And often we'll then send that video link to a customer and say, look, we found this is probably going to answer your question as a video better than you're trying to explain it over an email or something like that. So the things that we do, you can do yourself as well, and we'd like to educate people on how to actually do that more efficiently, because the resources are just incredible. And I think on that note, I might actually quickly go in and show you what I mean there. So I've got a computer set up here. So what I'm going to do, now we've flicked over to the computer, you can just still see me up the top there. That's our current website. So what I wanted to just show you is if you're needing to find something, remember when you go to our website, don't forget to use the search products bar if you want to find out you want to buy a hooping station, or you need to know something, you know, how do I hoop a, I'm not sure what will come up here. I've just typed in the word hoop, and you can see here, it's going to give me some suggested categories, dime, snap, hoop, monster. I'm going to talk about those in a few moments. Embroidery frames, if you're looking for embroidery hoops and frames, or virtual events, all that information will come up there. If you're looking for a specific product, just type in what you, let's say a hooping station, for instance. I've typed in, didn't even have to complete the word. There it is, there's our hooping station. So don't forget to use that search bar. It's really, really simple. And of course you can scroll down, and anywhere that those words are used to, in conjunction with any other products, all those listings will come up. But what I wanted to show you here is how to get to our YouTube channel from our home page. So if you go to any page on our website, actually, just scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see down here, connect with us. You've got email, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. If I click on the YouTube option, that will take you straight to our YouTube channel. And right here you can see we have 455 videos available currently on our YouTube channel. And you can scroll down and have a look at them. You can click on the videos page here, and then you could just scroll down and see a whole swathe of YouTube videos there. It just goes on for pages and pages. You can also look at the most popular, the oldest, by just clicking on that, and that'll change that sort for us. Right now, if I wanted to search for something, maybe I want to know how to put a zipper in or something like that. Let's see what comes up. I'll just type in zipper and search that. And look, how to use a zipper foot. So there's a video on that. Inserting a zipper on a Brother machine, there's a video on that. And if we scroll down a bit further, there's all sorts of videos now, and that's just our channel. So you could imagine if you put that search request in, how to insert a zipper straight into YouTube, which is this top search bar here, how to insert a zipper, and enter. And now this has taken us back into YouTube, and how to sew invisible zippers, how to sew a zipper. There'll be hundreds, if not thousands, of videos available showing you exactly how to do that. And sometimes you'll click on those videos, and sometimes you'll think, oh, I didn't really like that. But more often than not, you'll find a YouTube channel that you just really connect with, and you like what they teach, how they teach, and you'll use it all the time. One of our favorite channels is actually Notches. I'm just going to type that in and show you. Notches Sewing. So if we click on Notches Sewing, and there it is, Notches Sewing. That's the channel down there. She's got 251 videos up there, and some of them have millions of views, and she's a local lady, and she does great videos. So, you know, mostly sewing. So if you're wanting to know tips and techniques and little sewing projects, some of the best videos I've seen. Really, really like what Angela does down there. So, but that's just one of thousands of video channels that you could access and get great information from within our industry alone. Not to mention every other industry. If you if you want to build a deck or something, there'll be videos showing you how to do that. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. Now, if I want to go back to our channel, I'm just going to go back here and go back on there again, and I'm back into our Echidna YouTube channel. It will be in a moment when I click on it properly. And yeah, so we're just, as I said, we've got 455 videos up there at the moment, and that's just growing all the time. So it's a great resource. Please, please, please remember to use it, because more often than not, if you have a question, you're trying to work something out on your machine, that information will be readily available to you in a very well planned and done video, and you don't need to panic. You'll get the information you need. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't reach out to us. We are always wanting to talk to people and help you if you can't sort something out like that. By all means, contact us, whether it's in live chat or an email or calling us. We're always happy to help, and that's a big part of our business. In fact, one of the other things I wanted to just quickly mention is we're very proud of our Google ratings, and if you've never really studied what Google reviews mean, I'm just going to go to a Google search, and I have already done that. So I just put in a Google search for Echidna sewing. In fact, we'll go back and do it again. And let's go back to the top there. No, in fact, I put in a search for embroidery machines. So let's see what comes up there. And we are pretty high on the agenda here. There we go. And you can see down here, it shows you now the store rating, and there's 808 reviews. So when you're Googling something or a service or a provider, and maybe it's someone you've not dealt with before, I'm pretty confident the best set of reviews you can see will be the Google reviews, because the supplier has no, or the person that you're dealing with has no say in that. You can't alter the reviews, you can't change them, you can't delete them. So, for instance, we have 808 reviews, and if I click on that, it's a 5-star rating. We're really hugely proud of those ratings, and that comes from just us trying to do the best we possibly can to service our customers and all the inquiries that we get. And of course, if you wanted to read those reviews, you can scroll down and start reading them. Take a while if there's 808 of them. And don't confuse that with the reviews that you might see on a particular product or a page. So when you go to, let's just click on, go to the website. No, that's not what I wanted to do. It doesn't matter. And that's our Virtual Cuppa Chat. Let me get out of there. We'll go back to there. But nonetheless, use Google reviews, because they're real. And the reviews you might see on a website, if it's reviews done by the actual owner of the website, yeah, they can be altered and changed, and I'm sure that happens from time to time. But Google's true. So use those as best you can. Now, while we're on our website, the other thing that I just wanted to remind everyone is, oh, and by the way, if you have any questions, just fire them in, and our team will let me know, and I'll answer pretty much any questions you might have, as best I can, of course. But if I go back to, I'm going to log into our website. So a lot of people ring us and say, I'm not sure how to go about using our tokens. And I'm going to show you what they are. And now I lost my note, Nicole. You gave me the login. It's Puggle, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
You might get the password then.
I won't give the password, no. No, I remember the password. That should be right. I should be able to log in. So this is our little test page. So if you've got an account with us and you bought from us, or you're just new and you've set up an account, you can log into your account on our website, and everything you need to know about your history, what you've purchased, your wish lists, everything is there. And in this case, I'm looking at, I don't need to change that, so I'll get rid of that. This is our login for our little test page that we have. And you can edit your contact details, you can edit your addresses, you can change your password. But down here, if we scroll down a little bit further, you'll see we've got your Platinum membership. So we get a lot of people ring us and say, is my membership current? Well, you can simply log into your account and it will tell you This one is current till the 20th of January 2025. You've got your downloads button there. So all the products, the download products you might have bought, designs or education or anything we've given you will be in that folder there, or that directory there. Any education that you might have purchased or been given will be there. All your past orders will be here, and any wish list that you've created. And I love the wish list, because if you're maybe you're putting something together that you want for Christmas, and you can just start creating that through the year and add products to your wish list. And you can have as many wish lists as you like, which is kind of cool. Go back to my Platinum membership. Now, a lot of you are using this, but I know a lot of you aren't, and that is our tokens. So right now I have 3 Platinum tokens. If you're a Platinum member, these tokens accrue. You get 1 token every month. If you place any sort of order with us, you'll get a token. And sometimes we have other tokens that are redeemable, or bonuses with certain things. But as long as you make a transaction in a month, you'll get a token. And you might think, well, how do I spend my tokens? Well, if you log into your account and go to this button here and click Spend Tokens, it will now show you all the different downloadable things that you can get using a token. So for example, if you're a keen embroiderer, you can go to the embroidery designs options. Now, I will tell you, these are not the only design packs that you can get. If you click on View More, you'll see there is, I think there's well over 100 different design packs that you can spend your tokens on. And it's free. You don't have to pay anything. You just simply click, choose the one you want, and it uses a token to pay for it. It'll go into your downloads account, and you'll have that design pack. And we've got some exciting new designs on the way soon. There's always new designs coming for tokens as well. So just keep visiting that and checking it out. Now scroll down a little bit. In fact, I'll go back and I'll show you the other options you have. So not only do you have embroidery designs, you have SVG files, which are graphic files, and these are for scan and cut machines. So if you've got a cutting machine, doesn't really matter what brand it is, all those graphic files can be used, and there's a whole heap of different options there. And a lot of the new design packs we're bringing out now, we're actually supplying with the SVG files. So you can not only embroider them, you can also use them with vinyl, heat set vinyl, and make some really creative projects. So they're all tokens as well, so you can use your tokens there. And if you don't have a sewing machine, or you don't have an embroidery machine, you don't have a cutting machine, and you just do applique, or you just want to try your hand at doing something with your sewing machine, we've also got a whole raft of sewing applique files now. And no embroidery machine required, and all the instructions and everything is there how to actually use those. So they're also available as tokens, which is kind of cool. And then of course you get rewards points. So just remember, whenever you're ordering with us and you're a Platinum member, you are accumulating rewards points, and you can spend them just like cash. You go to our store, you buy something online, and you can use your rewards points, your accrued rewards points. And I think we've still got to the end of September. Looking at Nicole, she's nodding her head saying yes, end of September. We've still got some double points on everything. So any transaction you do until then, you'll double your points, and points can, as I said, convert into real dollars for you, really, when you're checking out. So, and I'd encourage you, if you're not familiar with using these parts of our website, please spend some time and learn it, because between all the education we have and all the fantastic free stuff that we provide you, you're going to be really, really, really excited by what you can actually get for free, which is always good. And of course, when we send out goods, we always put some little freebie bonus in your pack. And a big shout out and thank you to everyone who acknowledges that. It's always fun, and I know when I've ordered from certain companies and you get some little free gift in the pack, I kind of like it. I think it's really cool. And you never know what you're going to get. All right, so finally on that little note, with our website and the information we send out, it is not a week goes by where we don't have someone will call us and say, oh, I'm not getting my emails. You know, my friend got this email, but I didn't get it, and I'm a Platinum member. You have to check your spam folder. If unfortunately, it happens all the time. And I think recently we had one internet service provider, Nicole, you might remember who it was. They had all sorts of problems. We had to is it IINet or?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, and anyone with an IINet internet email address, you couldn't receive emails. I don't know what went wrong, but anyway, I think it's all been resolved, or you had to get a new email address or something. But things go wrong, and sometimes, if for whatever reason, if your service provider, the security settings, whatever it is, decides that the email we sent you is spam, it'll just drop into your spam folder, and you will not see it unless you go and check that, and potentially add us to your address book, so as that doesn't get blocked. I think that'll do it. Yeah. So anyway, that's check your emails, make sure that you are receiving them, and we don't overload you with emails. That's the other good thing too. Okay, so first thing we're going to talk about now, we've covered all that sort of housekeeping, is we have an exciting new product release, and I'm going to have a little surprise for you, because we don't think we've done this before, but I'm going to ask little brother Brett to join me. So he's been standing in the wings there. Hey Brett, how you going?
Hello everyone.
Many of you have spoken to Brett. You can see the similarities. I mean, definitely go to the same barber. Brett is, of course, looks after all our brother sales and is our sales manager in that respect, and been working here with us for, forever, really. And Brett, we've got the information now, as much information as we can get on the new Aveneer, which is the new top-of-the-range machine from Brother.
Correct.
So, first of all, the price is out there now.
It is. So the price will be $24,999, which is actually, with everyone I've spoken to, is actually better than they thought compared to what the American price is.
Yeah,
so,
it was pretty, because I heard that it was going to be like $25,000 US.
Yes, correct.
And wow, that would make it really expensive in Australia.
Exactly.
But
yeah,
that's pretty good.
We've done pretty well. We've been able to procure 30 machines for our initial order, which is really good. And it looks like delivery is going to be late November, early December.
Okay.
But it could change.
So that's kind of been delayed a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, it has. And out of that 30, I think we've got about 15 refundable deposits to paid already.
Wow. Okay.
So we, and reaction's been really positive actually about the machine.
So it's a bigger machine than the Luminaire, of course, which is still there and available.
Correct. We've probably got about 10 Luminaires left, and that's pretty much it. There'll be no more.
For the Luminaire.
Yeah,
so what's the? We've got a couple of other notes here. So late November, early December delivery.
Correct. We're still doing the 500 refundable deposit. That's still available. And Gary doesn't know this, but it's only his money, not mine. So we're basically going to offer another $500 to sort of match that deposit. So we're basically going to give you've paid $500, we're going to put $500 towards it.
Comes out of his wages. So
well, I didn't get paid. Right? So,
he works for love. Yeah,
yeah, that's right. So that's a good thing. There will be bonuses from Brother as well.
Yep.
We're not quite sure exactly what they'll be yet. We should know that hopefully in the coming weeks of what that will be.
But I guess bonuses, like everyone's different. So until we have the machine, it's pretty hard to know everything. But we'll always have a great set of bonuses, and we'll tailor it for people. So
which we've done
whatever works
in the past, and we're happy to do that always. Trade-ins are going to be a big one. A lot of people are trading in their Luminaires that they've got, plus other brands. We've had a couple of FAFs looked at and so forth, so we're happy to look at the other brands as well, Genomes and so forth. So we will have some good pre-loved Luminaires available soon. Pricing, roughly, it's hard to say at the moment. I haven't really sat down too much to try to work out exactly what they're going to be selling for, but I'm going to say, look, they'll be good value, put that much. It's hard for me to say right now.
So I guess what you're saying though is if you were looking at buying, say, a Stellaire or that kind of machine, you really would be wanting to consider some of the trade-in Luminaires as being a proposition as well, because the Luminaire's been an amazing machine. And I remember when that was launched, and we all sat at the meeting, and I think it was $20,000 at the launch. We went, oh my goodness, $20,000! But wow, they sold, and everyone who has them loves them. Like, they're a great machine. So I think the Aveneer is going to just take it to a whole new level. But speaking of that, what is the key differences between the Aveneer and the Luminaire?
So basically, the five I've put down, which are probably the biggest ones. We all know about the projector. The projector on the Luminaire was a 5-inch by 3-inch. The Aveneer is going to be an 8-inch by 5-inch, so it's a lot bigger for the projector.
So assuming some folks haven't seen the Luminaire, it projects the image of the design, what you're about to stitch directly on the fabric, but it does so much more in sewing mode. This projection onto the fabric is just incredible. And everything's on our website, so if you can watch all the videos, everything that we've been able to get hold of is on the Aveneer page on our website.
Correct. Hoop size, that's a lot bigger now too compared to what the Luminaire was. I think the Luminaire was, I'm going to do millimetres, 272 by 408.
Yep.
The Aveneer is going to be 297 by 465. So
yeah, that's huge.
It's a big hoop.
Even I could step through that.
Even I could step through that, and one large. So the other one is the picture play embroidery function. So basically the photo stitch. It's always been on P-Design software, but it's now on the Aveneer, and
it looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good.
Because we haven't had a machine yet, so
true.
We're kind of only, you can see everything we can see, right? So, but I think knowing the P-Design photo stitch, I know that pretty well, and it's without doubt the best photo stitch on the market, and you know this is looking as good. So
yeah. You get about 11 options, I think.
Yeah,
to play with. It's pretty good.
Really exciting for that. Yeah.
The workspace, so basically from needle to arm, is 14.1 inch, so it's about an inch bigger than the.
That's huge.
That's a big workspace, and the other big one that everyone.
The quilters. Definitely
the quilters
love,
have.
Yeah.
It's the intelligent stitch regulator. So that's for them. It's going to be really good. So
yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's not retrofittable to a Luminaire.
No.
So I'm just saying that because we do get asked that. But stitch regulator, yeah, so that ability to free motion quilt and have perfect control of the speed of the machine while you're doing it, that's awesome. So yeah, a lot of quilters have asked for that over the years, so I'm glad we're going to have that. But and of course, you know, it's a brother, so it just is a smooth, quiet machine. It'll be in the same vein as the Luminaire.
Yep.
They just whisper quiet. Great needle threaders, like the best on the market, and just easy to use. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
That's what everyone says, and particularly when you jump from whatever other brand you might have had, and you go to a brother, the logic behind the interface is just amazing. It's so simple. Buttons are big, easy to read.
Yeah, they're easy accessible. So.
And still with the same warranty, right? So
5 year, 3 year, 5 electronic, 3 year mechanical. So that's still the same. And I suppose just getting back to the trade-in option, just call us. If you've got a trade and you're not sure, just call us, call me, call Alec, Gary.
Yep.
We'll gladly answer your questions with trying to help you, trade it or sell it or whatever. So
it's always difficult because what do you do with them? And I know we're not always going to be, like, you'd probably sell it, you'll get more for a machine selling it privately, but you have to go through the process and deal with the scammers out there, etc. And we've heard stories where people have sent machines away and the money hasn't come, and it's nasty. So we can trade, and we have a trade-in form.
We have an online trade-in form that you can complete. Basically, I'll either send you an email or give you a call to talk to you about your trade-in, about your machine, about what we can do with it.
Can we get to that on the website?
We can do.
So we'll flick over and just show you.
So under the Get Help, and then go
so Get Help.
Sell or trade in your machine, and there we go.
So we buy and trade in your machines. And we are a second-hand dealer, a licensed second-hand dealer as well, which means that we can legally do it. So the importance of this form, Brett, is it gives you enough information to do some good research and be able to go back with some a pretty reasonable estimate. And the other thing too, and we do this all the time, is you can actually advise people on what they should expect to get at a retail level and maybe the best way to go about selling it. Because if you can sell it privately, then...
If you can, it's great. That's your best return. Like that's always going to be your best one. And some of those groups you can try. Just don't try the normal marketplaces or Gumtree. There are a couple of Facebook groups you could try. Sewing machine, buy, swap, sell, swap, buy. One of those. The EMEA D-Stash group, the Australian Machine Embroidery Addicts D-Stash. Make sure it's the D-Stash page. That's also worth a try. And then your local community group. So if you live in an area, generally they've got a sales thing you can list or post something for sale. So that's also a good thing to do.
But if it's all too hard, we'll help you out.
We'll help you out.
Yes, for sure.
100%.
Exactly.
So.
All right, so we're looking towards the end of November, early December delivery. We've still got some of our allocated stock available, and I guess the thing is, the refundable deposit is if you come and see it and you say, you know what, I think I don't want to, it's okay, we'll just refund your deposit, it doesn't matter. But, or you can, you might look at a different model.
We've had that. We've had a couple of people look at that and then take the Luminaire.
Yeah.
Because they thought that was good enough for them. So.
Yeah. And because everyone's an individual. So, all right, well, that's the Aveneer. I wish I had one sitting right here to show you. I don't. As soon as we do have one, we'll get some videos done and up there. But we're very excited by it, and it's a brother, so it's going to be amazing. So that's it. So thanks, Brett. Appreciate you coming in and helping us out with that.
No worries. Hello, everyone.
And he's going to love me and leave. He's got too many people out in the showroom waiting to do sales and so on. All right, so that's the brother Aveneer, and there's another product that I'm super excited to share with you today. Some of you may have seen the little teaser videos we did over the last few days, and that's the new Halo X machine, and X standing for 10, of course. You all know I'm a multi-needle fan. I love multi-needle machines, and we've been, I'm going to move that out the way before I go on. And we've been selling the Halo brand now for about 3 years. They've been sensational. The Halo 100 has been the model that's just gone through the roof for us. That's a 12 needle machine, and it's sold for $10,000, and it's still selling, and it's still a current range, and in fact, we've got more of those arriving soon as well. But in a few days' time, we have the first shipment of our Halo X machines, and I'm going to now turn the camera around a little bit, just so you can see the machine. There it is. I'm standing beside it right now. So this is the Halo X 10 needle, multi-needle, obviously, free arm machine. And it's now live on our website, so you can actually read all about it. Actually, we might just go back out a little bit there for a moment, Nicole, and I'll go into the screen very soon. But just looking at this, one of the things, I'm going to say that a lot, one of the things, there's a gazillion things I love about this machine, I might just put that on the table for a moment, is the compact nature of this. This takes up less space than most home machines. It is whisper quiet, and I'm going to run it in a moment. And you'll see I can talk to you while I'm running this machine. It's just incredible. But it's a free arm machine, so there's your free arm right there. It takes tubular hoops, so it means that if I was hooping up this little bag here, so it's a tube. There's no way I could embroider in the center of this bag on a home style machine, a flat machine. I couldn't do it. I'd have to undo the side seam, which for some people is okay. But on a free arm machine, we just take the tube and we pop it over the free arm, and I'm good to go ahead and embroider that. That's how easy it is. In fact, I'm going to embroider on that very soon. But it's 10 needles, it's easy threading. And here's the thing, a lot of people look at these machines and go, oh my goodness, that's just overwhelming. It truly is not overwhelming, and everyone who buys this type of machine comes back after the event and go, yeah, I was scared of nothing really, it's not that big a deal. So, and we have videos that show you how to do all this. And I will point out that as I'm talking about the Halo X, we've got our introduction to that model is up on the page, but all the accessories that I'm about to show you are the same as the Halo 100. So you can just look at the Halo 100 and watch all those videos on there as well. It's pretty much the same. The interface is the same, the threading is the same, the embroidery units are the same, the frames, all the different options are the same, the threading, as I said, is the same. But this is so compact and quiet, and it's a 10 needle machine versus 12 needle machine. But here's the best thing, it's $7,999, and that includes the stand that it's on, which is pretty awesome. You can't quite see that, but there's shots of that on our website. It includes 5 standard hoops and the toolkit, the bobbin winder assembly, and that's only $7,999, which is just amazing. And before I dig a bit deeper, I'm also going to talk about our new, well, it's not new, it's been out for a while now, our try and buy facility. This is perhaps the most incredible part of it. If you have been wondering, I'd love to get into a multi-needle machine, I'm not quite sure, maybe the budget doesn't quite stretch to it, but if you want to try it and buy it, you can get one of these. You pay a 35% deposit, so that's $2,800. It's $99 a week after that, billed fortnightly, so it's $198 a fortnight. until it's completely paid for. There's no interest, no fees, no finance. In other words, that'd take about a year to take ownership of it. We don't use a finance company, and there's no fees and interest. At the end of that 12 months, or however many payments it takes to pay the balance, it's yours. There's no further commitment to it. But here's the best thing. If 6 months down the track your circumstances change, or you think, well, I'm not really using it as much as I thought I would, or whatever, if something changes, you can say, I'd like to send it back. I'd like to return it, and you can return it. And we'll actually refund your deposit. So the $2,800 will come back to you, less any shipping costs that might be involved. So that would be those terms and conditions are clearly spelt out on our Try and Buy page on the website. The fortnightly payments that you've been making, or the $99 a week, that doesn't come back. That's basically like you've rented the machine for 6 months. But you can, any time in that first 6 months, you can actually just say, you know what, it's not for me. Can I step out of it? And we will do that. No questions asked. It's not a concern for us. Very few people ever want to do that because it's such a good machine, and we're doing that on the Halo 100 for the last couple of years. It's been a really successful payment system. Now, the only caveat on that, and this is how we can do it, is the machine, if we send you a simple code that you put onto a USB stick and you load it into the machine, and every month the machine will ask for that code. And obviously if someone's not paying their bills, we're going to say, hey, we can't give you the code until we work out what we're doing. And once that's sorted and the payments are made, we unlock the machine again. So it means that we don't have to have a finance company involved. And that just saves a mountain of money. Really, it does, because there's no such thing as free finance from finance companies. There's always charges. And so with us doing it ourselves, we don't have to deal with those charges. Makes it a whole lot easier. So that is the Halo X, and I'm going to show you quickly how easy this is to use. I have a USB stick somewhere, and I'm going to, now we might zoom right into the screen, because these things, a little bit closer maybe to the screen. Yeah, just until there we go. That's looking pretty good. I'm just going to escape out of there. In fact, I'm going to take that hoop back off again. And this is how easy it is. It's a lovely color screen, USB on the side there. Pop the USB stick in there, and I'm going to load a design. It's going to read that USB stick. Let's click on, so I click on the little folder button. There's my USB stick. Whoops, now I've got a USB stick that's not going to work. That's crazy. Let's just get out of that. Pop that in again. And of all the times for a USB stick to fail, wow. It's, we'll talk about okay, I have no idea that USB stick's not working. I'll use a design that's in here. So I might just go in and take we'll take that Echidna design there, for instance. So I have an Echidna design. I just select that, click that green button. I can rotate the design. I can mirror image it, do whatever I want. But once I've got the design I'm looking for, I can, it's there now. If I click on this little option here, it now lets me set my colors. Now this has got 7 colors in this design. So if I click on color number 1 and say, right, I want that to be red, and because the machine will actually show me indicative colors here that are actually on the back of the machine. So you can't kind of see it on the screen there at the moment, but you can just see there's the black thread there, for instance. But all this is, you can watch videos on this on our website. And I might do that in red and white, and then black and black again. So that's what I'm going to stitch. I've got a red and white Echidna logo there. That's fine, not quite what we normally do. Click OK to that. And what's really great is I can go in and tell it what hoop I'm going to use. And I'll talk about that just quickly before I start sewing. This is hoop number 3. So you can see if I get in the right, whoops, go the right way there. The standard hoops are all numbered. So hoop number 3, all I've got to do is go and select hoop number 3. We go down there, choose this. This is hoop number 3. And all the standard hoops are numbered. The cap frames, I'm going to talk about them in a moment. But I select the hoop I want. The machine will now just do a little jig and recenter everything. And then I'm going to pop this hoop back in there. It locks in. Now, of course, on a multi-needle machine, the hoop attachment is on 2 parts. So you've got Unlike a home machine where the hoop is only attached at one point, you've got 2 points of contact so the hoop doesn't bounce around and move everywhere. And I can now also do a trace. I can trace around the outline of the design or just a square box around the design. If I hit that button, the hoop will now move and show me exactly where it's going to stitch. There is an LED pointer down here. I probably won't see it from that camera angle, but I can actually move the design to exactly where I want it. And I'm happy with where it is. So if I escape out of there, all I've got to do now is hit the red button there, and that turns it into embroidery mode. This will go blue, and we are now ready to stitch. And I can go in manual, auto, or semi-automatic, but I'm going to leave it on auto. And if I hit the start button now, I can just let it do its thing. And it's hard to tell on a microphone over a camera, but these things are so quiet. And there you go. So that's, I don't know, how does that coming out on the microphone? Because I can really talk over this quite easily. There's a lot of times if I'm running a machine in the background, particularly multi-needle machines, there's no way I could be talking over it and as clear as we are right now. So while that's stitching, I'll just show you what actually comes with the machine. So grab these hoops. And these two down here. Okay, so there you go. This is exactly the sort of thing that will happen as a benefit on a multi-needle. For some reason, I didn't have needle 2 threaded, and I don't know why, but it wasn't threaded, so the machine instantly detected that the needle wasn't threaded, and I'm just going to pull that thread back down through there and thread the needle. So you're going to see the back of my head for a minute, just a second. Get my scissors wherever I put them. I had some scissors out, there they are. And it's a really, really simple threading machine. There it is, and I'll just grab my little tweezers that I have down here. Grab that thread. And it's easier when you're sitting in front of the machine, to be honest. Okay. And we can just, and I can back up 20 stitches or 10 stitches. So just hit that button, it goes back to where it broke and, or where it didn't start, more to the point. And there we go. Okay, so for some reason, what is going on there? If ever you want something to not go wrong, it's on a live. There we go, all sorted. So anyway, hoops, let's have a look at that. So it comes with we put 3 standard hoops, round hoops with it. We've got a 9 centimetre, a 12 centimetre and a 19 centimetre, I think it is, a 24 centimetre, so that's 240 mil by 240 mil. And that's the actual embroidery area. And here's the big one. So this is 360 by 240, which is a fantastic hoop size for a compact multi-needle machine like this guy. And they are standard in the box. The other thing that comes standard with it is a fantastic little toolkit. All the Allen keys, pliers, screwdrivers, oil, everything you need to maintain the machine is all included. Plus a little bag, and this is quite amazing, of all the standard servicing parts that we would use over the course of a few years. And they're included with the machine, so they don't become a cost for you. And that's included in the box, as well as an independent bobbin winder. So this little guy is your independent bobbin winding unit that comes standard. You can use pre-wound bobbins, you can wind your own, it's entirely up to you. It's very flexible. If you're happy to wind your own, you always save a bit of money, that's for sure. So that's standard in the box, as well as, of course, the stand that it's standing on. And again, all this is $7,999, which is incredible. To give you a bit of an idea of where, if you've never got a question here?
Do you have a question?
Yep.
Is the Halo X available in New Zealand?
Yes, the Halo X will be available via Mandy, our agent in New Zealand. We anticipate with the freight and the GST factoring, we anticipate around about the $10,000 mark in NZ with the exchange rates, freight, etc. That could vary up and down a little bit depending on, you know, prevailing exchange rates. So you do have to factor that in. But if you're interested in New Zealand, speak to Mandy. We've already been discussing our best options over there. And here's one of the best parts of the Halo brand for us. These are incredibly well-built machines. They're incredibly easy to service and maintain. They're incredibly reliable. We have created already a servicing schedule of videos for the Halo 100. We'll be creating the same set of videos for the Halo X. And that means that you will be able to service the machine yourself. Or someone who's reasonably technically competent will be able to follow our service videos and actually keep the machine maintained. And in today's world where there's so few sewing machine mechanics around, that's a massive big thing. And we've got a lot of customers in Australia who live in remote locations, and taking it down to a local sewing machine shop or calling a local sewing machine mechanic is just not an option because there is no one. And so that's a big advantage. So our folks in New Zealand, that will also apply for you. We will be able to provide those servicing videos, and it's surprisingly easier than you might think when you've got good video instruction to do it. So that is a big thing. All right, so why would you want a multi-needle machine? I'm going to show you a typical example of why. Have a look at this beautiful design here. In fact, can we go to the overhead view for a moment? Now this is one of John Deere's embroidery legacy designs. Great design, very detailed. Like, have a closer look at that. Look at the detail in there. It's massive. It's a big design. And that particular design is this one here. I'll go back to the overhead. That's probably the best way. You can see there, that's 146,000 stitches. 10 colour changes, 10 colours, but 44 colour changes. Now I don't know about you, but doing that on a single needle machine, maybe you would, I guess. But on this machine, I just simply put the 10 colours on, programmed in the colours in the same way as I did that little design there. You can see the big list of colours there. Hit the go button, and it did it all by itself. Do you have another question?
We just want to know what the footprint is.
The footprint of the actual machine is, I think it's on our brochure, isn't it? Yeah. So we have a lovely brochure. You can download this too if you like. I'll hold it there. So there it is, all the information you need to know about it. But there it is. It's 50 centimetres across there and 55 centimetres deep. You do need to allow for the hoop movement from left to right, of course, because it's quite a big hoop, but still, it's a really small footprint. Another question there?
Is this a superior model to the Halo 100, since that's 12 needles and this is 10?
It's not a superior model. It's a smaller, more compact model, yet it uses the same high-powered, heavy-duty servo motor to drive it. It uses the same type of stepper motors that drives the arm. It uses all the same hoops, all the same attachments. It's a slightly different design to make it more compact, and that is that the arm of the machine is driven from the base here. On the Halo 100, it's more like a gantry, it hangs down. So they're two slightly different designs. The Halo 100 is a 12 needle machine, of course. This is a 10 needle machine. And this one is very, it's I won't say very much quieter. It's quieter than the Halo 100, and I think that kind of suits a home market a little bit more. Like if you love embroidering and you want to embroider at 10 o'clock at night, but sometimes you can't because you're going to wake the house up, this is as quiet as it gets, without going to a machine like an Aveneer or something, which is even quieter again. But as a multi-needle machine, incredibly quiet. Same quality and build, same technologies. We've got the same warranty on both machines. It's 5 years, covered by Echidna, and the screen is the same. Everything is the same technology in that sense. So it's an extra 2 needles. Sorry, and this one has a slightly bigger hoop too. So it's 360 by 240. The Halo 100 is 320 by 240, so big hoop. Another question there.
Will we take any trade-ins for the Halo X?
We can look at trade-ins, yeah. That's again a matter of filling in the trade-in form or calling us and speaking to Brett. or any of us here really, but Brett kind of looks after most of the trade-in valuations. So yeah, absolutely, we're always happy to look at trade-ins, no problems at all. So that's now finished. Let's just quickly take that out. So you just slide it off, and there's our design. Nice. That was simple. I like the red and white Echidna logo. Maybe I should do that. Anyway, but that's a tubular garment. So that's the benefit, or a tubular item. That's the benefit of a free arm, is you don't have to pull things apart. So looking back at hoops again, other hoops that are available, we have a range of magnetic hoops. Both our green Maggie frames and Halo are releasing 2 of their own magnetic frames, these 2 sizes here. So that'll give you the 100 by 100. And this one will give you about a 9 inch by 9 inch, which is, what's that, about 240 thereabouts, hoop size. So they're coming in the first shipment that's arriving, but all our Maggie frames, the green frames, we've kind of adapted as many as we can of those to work also on the Halo. The Halo can also, as far as their products go, they're different hoops, and again, all these are on the brochure. There's the compact magnetic frame kit, a set of 3 of these little guys, and these all have removable magnets. And where these are quite handy is getting into doing difficult areas, like sometimes you might have a bucket hat, and this one's not too hard to do on a cap frame, but I can actually place that in there, and using the magnets I can actually hold the hat on, and that allows it to be easily embroidered. In fact, that's how I did that little logo there, which is actually upside down because I forgot to turn it around, but we all do that from time to time. And there's a set of 3 of those available. There is a full cap frame kit. Cap frames on an industrial machine work by moving around. So there's the back of the frame, and the kit, whoops, that's it, better show you there. So obviously we haven't embroidered on this one, but that's how a cap would be mounted. And that mounts onto a driving mechanism like this. And that's part of the cap frame kit. And that actually mounts onto the machine. There's videos on our Halo 100 page that show you exactly how that works. It's the same for the Halo 100 and the Halo X, identical system. And that's readily available as well. There's even sock frames. So if you really want to be a bit creative, you can get a sock frame kit. And that just pushes on, the sock frame comes off, take that one off, it's got a little emoji stitched on it, and then the next one goes on, and super easy. So you can embroider all your socks. That is actually quite common in the embroidery world, is sock frames. So there's a whole heap of different frames available for it, and they're all very well priced, and great video content showing you exactly how to use them. So what I'd encourage you to do, now I will say this, if you've been thinking of getting into the multi-needle world, the first container of these that arrives next week, I think, is the 1st of October, it's due in. The first shipment is all pre-sold. There is another container following up very quickly, we hope, sometime in November. That will be here as well. So yeah, virtually everyone that's walked into our showroom here in Brisbane and walked in and we've said, hey, I'll give you a sneak peek, come and have a look. It was in our classroom. It's a no-brainer. The value proposition and the try and buy also was very popular, of course. Just made owning one of these just so affordable and doable. But it's when you hear it in real person and you see how easy it is to use, that's when everything will make sense for you. So, so that's the Halo X. If there's any other questions about it, I'm happy to answer them now. Otherwise, I'm going to move all this out the way and move on. And of course, I'm pretty much by myself today. I don't have my helper here to clean up my mess after me, which I'm usually pretty bad at. I have no idea why that USB didn't work, but we'll work that out later. Should have tested the USB before I started to do that. We'll pop that over there as well. That can go back there. There's another example too. This design also has, it's kind of cute. I really like this design. Had 116,000 stitches, which is, and I reckon you do a lot more big designs. So there's the file. So that is 139,000 stitches, 10 colours, 23 colour changes. and that's what it looks like. So anyway, that makes it a whole lot easier to do that type of work. Let's move that out the way. Let's move that. Put that down there.
Just have one quick question,
Yes.
Gary. Where does the bobbin go?
Good question. So it's a standard industrial bobbin case, and in fact, right now, I'll pull this across here, I'm using a sideless pre-wound bobbin. So your bobbin just loads into a normal industrial bobbin case, or when I say normal, an embroidery bobbin case. I'll just break that off. Leave about 1 inch or 2 of thread hanging there. We just hold the latch open, pop it back into the front of the machine down here. Again, we have videos on all this. And another really key feature on the Halo X and the new Halo 100s that are arriving is they now have what we call a rotary trimming system. It's a bit hard to see on here, but it's an improvement on the older style, or the standard, when I say older style, the standard trimming system on industrial embroidery machines. So that's kind of nice. The new rotary system is also standard. Another question there?
Can you do quilting stitches on the Halo?
You can do any stitches on the Halo, whatever file you have. So the Halo itself doesn't have built-in stitches at all. It just takes whatever you put into the machine, and it has a huge memory capacity. I think it's a 100 million stitch memory. It's massive, like you will never run out of space on this machine. And if you have a quilt block that you've created in software or design that you've purchased, and I tell you where it's really just stand out, is in the hoop projects and applique, because the machine has the ability to set stop points at any point. And when you put a design in, let's say you're doing an in the hoop design, and after color change number 3, you want to stop, you want the hoop to push out to you so you can put some fabric down, or maybe the next part of the in the hoop project, you can actually preset those into your color palette, and the machine will stop, the hoop will move out, you can put your fabric down, hit the start button, it will go back and just continue on, and you can do as many stops within a design as you want. So you don't have to babysit the machine, which is fantastic.
We have made those videos live, they can watch after.
Oh, the videos are live, so you can watch them after we've finished this. So it's all up online. I'm 43 years doing this now, so it's a long time, and I've launched heaps of different machines. I'm kind of more excited by this machine than I've ever been with any machine, because it has literally put the amazing capability of multi-needle embroidery into the home at a price that has never been more affordable. So it's huge. Another question there.
Can you get a 360 by 200 Maggie hoop for the Halo X?
Can't do a 360 by 200 Maggie at the moment. That's and part of the reason for that is the Maggie hoops have a very big frame, if you like, and our embroidery area is 360, but we can't go out that much further than that to accommodate a Maggie. But it is something that we're certainly trying to work out how we can maximize the magnetic field area of the machine. So, but I've got to say, the standard hoops do hold very well, and we're always, well, you know us, we're always looking to push the boundaries with modifying things and making things work. So it's not off the cards, but I don't have it at the moment. All right, so that is a bit about the Halo X. There is a basic instruction book comes with it for the control panel, but honestly, our videos are what really teaches you how to use this machine, and you know, that really makes it a whole lot easier. And of course, we're commonly, and we do this all the time, we're happy to FaceTime with people. So if you're at home trying to work something out, and this applies to everything we do really, not just the Halos, and you're not working it out, we can video chat with you live. You can point your camera at whatever it is you're trying to do, and we can guide you and make sure you're doing it correctly. So I do have to move on. That's the Halo. I have got a whole other list of products that I wanted to quickly talk about, and the reason I want to do this, oh, sorry, I forgot. We're going to be at the show, the Brisbane show, which is, I think, in a few days, 2 weeks or something. It's the 9th of October to the 12th of October, Brisbane Entertainment Centre, yeah. So Convention and Entertainment Centre. We're there at the show. We'll have a Halo booth. We'll have this the Halo 100 and also the Halo 1501 Pro there at the show. We will also have one of our team on the brother stand and also one of our team on the baby lock stand for a while as well. So got a good presence at the show this year, so come and say hello to us. And if you want to have a look at one of these in person, that's going to be a great opportunity to see it running. In fact, hopefully I'll have 2 of those set up on the stand as well, which is going to be great. Okay. One of the things that when we're talking about what will we show you today in our Cuppa and Chat is on our counter in our showroom, we have a whole heap of little products that just keep walking out the door. You know, people are usually paid for, fortunately. Just joking. But they just sell all the time, and people walk in and go, oh, what's this? And you explain it, and they just sell. And you don't, if you're not walking into our store, you don't really get to see the benefit of those sometimes. So I wanted to run through just a few of those with you. If I grab this little kit up here. And they're just countertop things that we sell all the time, and we go through tons of them. The first one is these magnetic hooks. Now, when I got these in, I got them, I might go to the down with camera here, that's it. I'll grab this as well. I've got a piece of steel here. These are really, really powerful magnetic hooks. And I've got to really pull on them to get them off. And I got them in to hang off the side of the steel stands that we use on the Maggie frames, etc., to hang the hoops off. And then someone said, oh, that's a great idea. I think I wouldn't mind getting those. And so I don't know, we've had probably 1,000 of them in so far, and they just sell all the time. So you can use them for anything. They're great in the workshop, if you any room in the home where you've got some metal that you can hang them off, but they are super strong. And that's how they look there. They're relatively inexpensive too. I think $5.95 for the smaller size, and the bigger one is $6.95. And you can actually take the hook out and put different screws in there. So if you wanted a longer bolt in there or something to hang something different, you can. It's just a standard metric thread. So I love those hooks. Sell a ton of them. We're constantly filling up the bin in front of the showroom counter with those guys. Another product we got in recently that has gone through the roof, and I'm going to have to order more very soon, is this rotary tape measure. And we've all seen rotary tape measures. This one's special because it's a 3-meter retractable rotary tape measure. Goes forever, 3 meters, which is awesome. And for $4.95, you should put one of them in your shopping cart, honestly. That's a 3-meter. I know Rachel loves it. It's the best tape measure she's ever had because it does 3 meters, and you don't have to roll it up at the end of whatever you're doing. Because I hate that when I take a normal tape measure and I've used it and then I've got to roll it back up again because I don't like leaving them non-rolled up. And so there's the 3-meter version and there's the 2-meter. 2-meter version is black, the 3-meter is purple. The 2-meter is $3.95. This is less your platinum discounts, of course, and $4.95 for the 3-meter version. The other thing that the thing I always carry around, and I couldn't be without it, is a good pair of tweezers. I'm always amazed at the number of these tweezer sets we sell. This is my favorite pair of tweezers, the bent nose tweezer. They got a great tip on it. They actually do hold things, and that little bent nose pair of tweezers is $7.95. We're always reordering that product direct from the manufacturer. Just amazing. So if you're thinking of things you just want to make sure you don't run out of, a pair of tweezers is important. We recently got these little guys in. Mini, really tiny mini screwdrivers. And fantastic for removing your needle plates and getting into areas that you just can't otherwise get to. And they have a little recess section on the top. So when you're undoing a screw, so I'm doing the needle plate screw, I can apply downward pressure into that little concave area there, downward pressure with my finger, and then turn the screwdriver, and I can get in under the machine into my needle plate screws. A little set of Phillips head and flat, or slotted, which is great. Love them. Sell heaps of them. But again, if you never get into the shop, you might not see them on the website. Another little gadget, which for $1, I use this all the time as well. It's that little key ring screwdriver. So it's got a Phillips head, tiny Phillips head, which is usually useful for mending your glasses and things. But on the other end is a little tiny flat screwdriver. It's perfect for adjusting your bobbin tension, and I'm going to show you a bit about bobbin tension in a moment. They're only $1. Like, you know, they're just gadgets that we use all the time that you may never get to see. And a couple of other products I thought I'd show you as well is we have the dime variegated embroidery thread in stock now, and I wanted to just point this out to you because on our website now, if you have a look at the dime variegated, the medley thread, we've got not only the picture of the thread, but we've gone ahead, and if I can remember where I put this, there it is. We've gone ahead and stitched out each colour. I'll just take a page out of here. So we've stitched out each colour in both with the name of the thread and a simple little design showing you just what that variegation looks like. And we've taken those photos and put them on the website as well. So you get a really good feel for what the variegation looks like. And it's a big range. I think, was it 24 shades, I think, something like that. And this is the same. Interesting when you look at it, I'll go back to the on white as opposed to on black. Same threads. I like it on the black. Anyway, those images are all up there. The variegated thread works beautifully. It's from the Dime company, which we now distribute their products for. And loads of different options there. But all those colours, you can't see it with the gloss on that, so I don't need to worry about that. But they're available, and they are, let me see, they are 1,000 metre spools, of course, and price-wise, they're pretty good too. Yeah, $12.95 for a 1,000 metre spool of really high quality variegated, and a whole big colour range of them, which is great. And another product we released very recently, we actually designed this ourselves, is our new needle setter tool. And you know what, silly me, didn't bring any needles. Hopefully I've got a needle here somewhere. Probably, oh, there's some needles. I'll just get a pack of needles. That'll do me. So inserting your needle, and there's a video on this product as well. The little needle setter shows you the angle the needle's going to go in, but you can use this to hold your needle, and it just means that you can now insert your needle up. If I pull that up a bit, ooh, there it is. Now we actually designed this more specifically for machines with round shank needles, so machines like the Halo industrial embroidery machines, because there's also a magnet in there that holds the needle in the right position while you're inserting it, and also lets you see that it has actually been inserted in the correct location. If you have an industrial machine with a round shank needle, watch the video on this product. You're going to love it. You'll never want to be without it. And if you have an industrial embroidery machine that uses round shank needles, again, same deal. It's the best way to make sure that your needle is inserted correctly. As far as using it on a standard home machine, it just makes it so much easier to hold the needle while you're inserting it into the machine. So they're manufactured by us, and it has a magnet in there, so it kind of works a treat. But do watch the video on the needle insert. I think they're $19.95 less your platinum discount. And finally, what I wanted to touch on, and another product that often gets missed, thread nets. So if you have big spools of thread that unravel, let me get this. The thread nets are a great way to just stop the thread from unraveling. So there you go. It's the simplest, cleanest way to do it. And if you've got heaps of smaller spools that, let's just say like this guy here, don't be scared to simply cut them in half and use it this way. They're a really good way to stop thread spools from unraveling. Of course, if you have Hemingworth threads and the plastic cap, so there's a smaller spool, great way to store them. And they're so cheap. I'm not sure, I think we had a really good deal on these. Thread nets. Yeah, so look, they're only 75 cents each, and cut them into smaller pieces, use them on your smaller spools, and it will stop threads from unraveling. So there's nothing worse than going to a thread drawer and you've got every spool of thread there, it's all unraveled up, because that's how Hemingway thread came to be with the plastic caps, was to solve that problem of thread spools getting all tangled. So thread nets are another great little product worth adding to your list of things. All right, so covered that. The other product I really want to demonstrate and talk about just quickly, is a bit of education here, is your bobbin tension. I mentioned that little screwdriver that I had before. I might just grab that out again wherever I put that. There it is. A lot of you have heard me talk about this, I'm sure. That's the toa tension gauge. Oops, there it is. And I'm going to turn that on. Now, embroidery tension. Everyone says, "Oh, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to have to adjust it." Every machine has an adjustable bobbin case. Every machine has adjustable needle tension, and that's because occasionally you have to adjust your tension. It's just not avoidable. Different threads give you different results. You could spend all the time in the world stitching out one of those lovely big embroidery designs I showed you before, the motorcycle or that sewing machine. And if your tension's not right when you start it, you're just going to waste 2 hours of time because it's going to stitch terribly. You know, if it's too tight, it's going to be pulling and puckering and giving you a bad result. So by simply testing your thread before you start, it just eliminates all those problems. The one thing that people get stuck with is bobbins, and it is hard because there's no gauge on your bobbin case that says this is the tension it's set at. The machine doesn't know what your bobbin tension is. And I'm going to show you, practically speaking, here on this device, and I have the Brother bobbin case adapter in this. I'm going to take that out for a moment, leave that there. So when you get this product, it will come with a steel adapter in there, which is, did I put it in there? No, I didn't. Which is for a standard bobbin case out of a can't see it there, out of a commercial machine like this. So these products were designed really for your commercial embroidery machines, and there's a steel plate that will be in there for that type of bobbin case. I'll show you that in a moment. But we have also produced adapters to adjust for a standard Brother drop-in bobbin case, which is, you know, tens of thousands of those in Australia. And the pack will also include a one that suits the Husqvarna and Pfaff models. The Brother product, or this is the Brother and Janome version, so I don't know if you can see, no, you can't see it, but it's engraved in the plastic. So this will work with Brother and Janome drop-in bobbin cases, and the pink one will go with your Pfaffs and Husqvarnas. Now I'm going to put this product back in and just lock it into place. So let's lock that down. And it's a little bit easier. Oops, go the right way here. There is instructions with it. That's locked into place. So my adapter's in there, and all I do to measure my bobbin tension, and this is a standard pre-wound bobbin, is I sit my bobbin case there like so. I take the thread, I put the thread into, in fact I'll load the bobbin. So I drop my bobbin into the machine and I drag it around the same way it would be applied in the machine. And you can see there's the thread. I'm going to take that up a bit closer. That's how it sits in the machine when it's sewing. And now that I've done that, I'll just put it back down on the floor, on the table again. I simply follow this path, and the instructions show you how to do this. Now, if I pull that thread, you can see as I'm pulling it, it's measuring the tension at about 27, 28 grams. And that's not too bad, actually. I'd be 30 grams is probably my target, but that's going to work fine. Now, I'm going to take a different thread. I've got a black pre-wound bobbin here. And I don't know where it came from. It could be one of ours. It could be something that's come with the machine. I have no idea. I just picked it out of a big box of threads. And I'm going to put this thread in the machine, in the bobbin case. And I'm going to do the same thing. Bit harder to see the black one, of course, but you'll just have to You'll see the numbers when they change. And I will get it in a minute. Yeah, I can't even see what I'm doing. And so I just hook that around there, and there we go. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to pull that thread. Can you see the difference? Two pre-wound bobbins. One's pulling 45, 50, up to 60 occasionally. And how do you think that thread's going to go? It's going to pull a bit tight. Your tension's going to be tighter on the machine. And if you could imagine running that tension over 130,000 stitches, everything's pulling tighter. So you will get a bit of puckering on the design. You'll get a bit of tunneling on satin stitches. You won't be entirely happy with the result. Does that mean that thread's no good? No, it just means that it's not, your bobbin case isn't set to use that particular thread optimally. And every bobbin case has a little adjustment screw. So if I bring this up here, there's the adjustment screw right there. And if I simply turn that to the left, remember lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, if I turn that to the left, I'm going to go about a quarter of a turn there. And now I'm going to measure that again. Now I'm down closer to 40, 43, 42. Maybe I can go a little bit further. I'm looking for 30 grams. That'd be kind of ideal. So I'm just going to loosen that another quarter of a turn. And measure it again. Look at that, now I'm down closer to 30. That's where I want it to be. Now I would happily use that thread because I know it's going to work. Not difficult, was it? I could measure it, I could see exactly what I was getting, I made a little adjustment, and now that thread's going to be fine. Let's see what happens when I put my white thread back in now. What do you think it's going to do? Let's put that into there, pull that around. Pull that around. Is that going to work? No, it's not. It's going to be too loose. And that bobbin thread's going to get pulled up to the top, and you're going to see white bobbin thread on the top of your design. And we certainly don't want that. Does that mean that thread's no good? No, it doesn't. It just means the bobbin case isn't adjusted to that thread. How do we fix it? We tighten the screw, quarter of a turn at a time. Well, I happen to know that I loosened it half a turn. So I'm going to go a full half a turn there and see what we get. Now we're almost back to 30. 27, 28. I'd be happy with that. If I wanted to go a little bit more, just to maybe a little eighth of a turn thereabouts. Now I've gone to 33, 31. And that'd be okay. I'm happy with that. So that's how easy it is to measure bobbin tension if you have the right tool to do it. We sell a ton of these tower tension gauges, and in fact, whenever we supply a halo embroidery machine, a commercial machine, we actually supply one of these with it as standard, as part of our package, because I know when someone rings me and says, you know, oh, my machine's not stitching well or something's not happening, if it's about tension, the first thing I need to know is your bobbin tension in the right zone? Because if it's not, we're going to be chasing our tail. And that is the best way to do it. And we can do it with a standard industrial bobbin case or any of the drop-in bobbin cases. So it's not rocket science, it's really simple. There's a question coming through there.
Does the tension gauge only work with pre-wound bobbins? No,
anything you wind. In fact, I think I had here's one that we've wound some yellow thread on. So it's and this is good because sometimes, you know, if you're doing, whoops, I'll just break that thread there. We don't need to keep all that. Sometimes you're going to want to wind whatever color you want to use. Sometimes you're making lace. It's a good idea just to make sure that when you do, that the thread you're using is going to be within the zone to get the optimum stitching. That thread's pulling 23 grams, 22. That's a little bit on the light side, maybe. So I could just quickly give that a wee bit of a turn, a quarter of a turn rather. 26, maybe a tiny bit more. I'm aiming for 30. I find that's a great setting, certainly for brother machines. And the best way to check that is if you, I can find the little slot there, there it is. if you have your machine running really, they're 29, I'd be really happy with that. So, and that's going to stitch perfectly because it's the right tension. And this is the best way to find that out rather than a bit of a hit and miss. And honestly, after 43 years, I can probably get it right pretty much all the time without this. But I've been doing this for a long time. I've measured a lot of bobbins. I've set a lot of tensions. This is a foolproof way for you to make sure you've got good tension. Because if your bobbin tension isn't right, it's hard to get anything right. So that's the toa tension gauge. We do these little adapters ourselves. No one else does them. We had someone comment on YouTube recently that that's, you know, that's not right because these things don't exist. Well, they don't anywhere else in the world. If you live in America and you want these, you can order them from us. We do them ourselves. We have 3D printers that produce all this sort of stuff, and a very clever guy that does it for me. So it's way over my league, out of my league. So that's the toa bobbin tension gauge, and I think we're running out of time at the moment. I've covered most of everything I wanted to cover. If there's any other questions, oh, that's the other thing I didn't mention here though. Our little cases. These are great. If you're looking for a nice little gift idea or something just to carry all your sewing bits and pieces around, we have these in 3 different colours. And there's a question coming by the looks of it. No? Yes, there is. Yeah.
It's actually wanting to find out about the toa again. Would it work with an old Singer treadle bobbin?
No. Well, it depends. That's a variable. So typically speaking, the old Singer treadle bobbins. If it's a round drop-in bobbin on the top, the bobbin case is not removable. It's actually part of the hook structure and there's no way of putting that in there. However, what we can do is we can put your bobbin case in the machine, thread your bobbin as you would normally, pull the bobbin thread, draw the bobbin thread as you would normally do up through the needle plate, pull the bobbin towards you, and we can measure it while it's in the machine. So in other words, and our video shows this, how to do this. We would pull, imagine the machine is sitting way out here. So there's my machine sitting here. I've taken the bobbin thread up through the needle plate and now I'm going to simply pull it this way. And as I'm pulling this thread through, it's going to show a degree of tension here that is applied to the bobbin. That will normally show more tension than it is if you're using what we're doing here, because you've got that extra change of angle as the thread comes up through the needle hole. But it is a way of doing it. We also use this gauge to measure our needle tension on an industrial embroidery machine. In a similar way, we pull the thread through the needle guide above the needle, and we just simply follow that same path and pull the thread gently, and that tells us the tension. Again, our videos show all that. So look, that's about it. I think we've covered a fair bit. I've held you guys for an hour and a half. Thanks for dropping in with us today. We're really appreciative. If you're going to the Brisbane show, don't forget to come and see us at the Brisbane Craft Fair in October, mid-October. If you're interested in any of the things we've talked about today, just contact us. If you want to talk about halos, they're going to run out. We will probably sell out of the next container during the show. So if you'd like to know more about that, it's a good idea to get into that now. I think with that said, if there's no other questions at all, I think we're probably going to wrap it up. So, no, one more question.
A quick question from Kathy wants to know if the new Aveneer will have the matrix copy function like what the Stellar has.
That's a good question. I don't know that, but if you send us an email or something, would that be the best thing? We'll find out for you and let you know. I'd be surprised if it doesn't, to be perfectly honest, really surprised. But I don't know right at this minute, but we will find out. And I suspect if it is, we'll make sure it's on the website. Does that make sense, Nicole, do you think? Yeah. All right. Okay, no other questions at all? No. All right, guys, well, thanks for spending time with us. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. And if I don't speak to some of you before Christmas, can you believe I'm about to say this? Have a great Christmas. We're not that far away, so... Oh, we will have another virtual before Christmas. Yeah, of course we will. So, and I will say, obviously, we're going to have some Black Friday specials. So come November, keep your eyes open for that, because that's what we do. All right, thanks a lot. See you. Cheers. Till next time. Bye.